This is my co-host. Mason and I are here to bring you a nice... You're not even looking at the camera, bro. You good? Can't give you more treats, buddy. But we're here to give a review of none other than season 6 of The Handmaid's Tale. I feel like this last period, along with months and months, it's just been so long. At the top of the episode, my co-host just decided to enjoy his life. You know, he got a hold of a little bit of catnip. As you can see, he's done for the day. Like, we literally just got started, and next thing you know...
What's up, y'all? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Katie. This is my cat, Mason. I just want to give a proper introduction over this little voiceover and a video of him going crazy in the background. So in this video, I am reviewing Train, episode 1 of season 6, The Handmaid's Tale. Really loved it. Really enjoyed it. However, there are spoilers in this video. So if you haven't watched it and you don't want to get anything spoiled, you might as well click off now. Come back when you're done. All right, bye.
So in the first scene, we get a little conversation between June Osborne, our protagonist, and Serena Joy, I don't know what she is, protagonist slash antagonist. The roller coaster between these two has been a lot of fun. But right now, hearing this conversation that they're having, it's giving Serena's trying to be buddy with June after so much abuse and literally almost killing her. I guess she really wants to be her friend now because she's giving concern about her broken arm, trying to be conversational and help her out with her baby. I think I'm already suspicious of this character. And June is like, girl, my arm hurts. Stop talking to me. This very beginning, one of the first lines, mommies always come back. Okay. You know, listening to the dialogue, it's Serena Joy is talking about the enemy of an enemy is my friend. Girl, bye! No! She's really trying to make fetch happen. And Osborne, June had to remind her, girl, we are not the same. It's on a case-by-case basis. Like, we're not going to always be on the same team. And I really love that that's a good setup to let us know, okay, so June is like, we're cool when we need to be cool, but I'm really not on your side. We're not the same. Don't ever get it twisted, okay? You were my oppressor. First of all, I also have to say, love the setting. Being in a confined space, being in a train, as I just feel like, okay, we are riding on this train with them, okay? We're having nap sequences, we're having memories. Like, there's a scene where June is thinking about, you know, reuniting with her daughter, who she's been waiting to reconnect with since season 1, really. Hannah. Being very cozy. I like the train. The train is a great setting. And I don't think we've ever been on a train before on this show, so that's cool. I actually think it's very interesting, the dialogue that they have when June is asleep. She wakes up kind of frightened that her baby Nicole is taken by Serena Joy, which has happened before, so it's not like it's unfathomable. And homegirl said, you know, don't be silly, or whatever she said to her to kind of, you know, dismiss her concerns and how upset she was. She was like, don't touch my baby, like, leave my kid alone. She had every right. She had every right after what this woman has been through, the trauma. I feel like she needed to tell her that. June had to remind Serena, we are not together. Like, stay where you are, because I don't really want to be seen with you. There are parts where June is in a lot of pain. It makes me think, I don't even know how this woman's still alive. She has the strength of a dang bull. She's been through it and bad. June is a mother. She really is. She not playing about Nicole. We return with Nick, Commander Nick, in handcuffs because he done punched the heck out of somebody in the last season. Commander, y'all know who I'm talking about. One with the white hair. So he gets confronted, surprise confrontation, by his father-in-law, Commander Wharton or something like that. I think this guy, super persuasive. I don't really remember him much in season 5, and he is definitely a high commander in Gilead, and he's coming to let his son-in-law know, you know, you have a bright future, son. Really trying to let him know eyes are on you. Not so much worried about his daughter Rosie, who seems to be very upset with her husband Nick. Don't really care about their storyline too much, but I am concerned with where Nick is. So I'm like, oh shoot, like, what's going on? How is he gonna manage? Eyes on him, as well as still trying to help his baby mama, his girl, the person he's in love with, June. I don't know. So June tells her, hey girl, we ain't going to the Toronto. Talk to my friend, and this is what I got going on. I like that she opened up to Serena in that moment by saying, I don't think I can be alone again. And Serena took that as, I got you, I'm gonna help you, I have to help you. Oh, she killed me when she said, this is what God would want me to do. God would want me to help. So yeah, I think, but it was a true heart to heart. I think Serena really wants to do whatever she can to help June. And I think that's kind of why I think June will want to keep her around, because she probably can get further with Serena still being alive versus just letting her get murdered, as almost is about to happen, or, you know, almost occurred in this episode. It was a little bit of vulnerability on both of their sides. And, you know, June at first is like, I do not want your help, but boom, she gets it. Okay. And in that scene, right after that, there's like a long shot of them just sitting there. You can see like them moving, like the background of the train, and they're just sitting there. After she was like, okay, when she's like, I will help you. They have this really sorrowful music playing, and Serena has a little smirk on her face, almost like a little bit of satisfaction, like, I won that conversation, or she's gonna trust me. And it gave me a little, it didn't make me feel good. It gave me a little unease, because I'm just like, I don't know. Like, June is getting comfortable, June is warming up to her, but Serena's gonna need June before June needs Serena, I think, in this season. But then again, we'll see. Oh, what a joy to see Samara Wiley again. Morris like, I'm ready. Like, I'm down to join whatever I gotta join, the Resistance, Mayday, whoever it is, to help my friend. And I just love her character in this. So any scenes that she's in, I'm excited, because she's so much like intensity, but also I love that she's able to be vulnerable with just anybody in the scene, or like just show her, God, she just gets it. I really love her character. So Moira's in this scene speaking to Mayday dude, and she's like, I'm down, let's go. Now that scene, it was beautiful when they both had their backs to the window. Moira character and whoever the captain man name is that's trying to work with the Resistance, before she tells him, you know, I want to help, they're just standing there and the light is shining through. There's a lot of beautiful shots in this particular episode, and I'm going to be looking out for these. I mean, typically there is these beautiful shots, this beautiful soundtrack, always. That's kind of like a given with the Handmaid's Tale. And I remember even since like early season 1 and 2, I remember like very significant scenes because of the music that they were introduced to the scene, and then the light is shining on them, but in that moment they're so sad because he just told her, hey, this place might be gone in a year and we don't have much friends left, and she's just motivated and moved to be like, all right, I can help. But I thought it was really interesting that he was like, well, that's very interesting when she tells him, I killed a commander, because now I'm wondering what kind of task y'all about to put her up to, just because she said she had to kill a commander in order to get out of Jezebel's. That was interesting, because I'm wondering what's going to be her role in helping, and is that going to get her killed? We don't know. Mason, he doesn't know either. Now, back on the train, when the women are starting to reminisce on their experience in Gilead, why does Serena Joy think she can have a conversation with these women? Why does she think she can communicate and make comments? She said something like, by God's grace, when one of the women was like, I got out of there. By God's grace. That girl was like, God who? No, there was a scientist that helped me with this situation. She is just digging herself a hole. But had that been me, if I was Serena in that moment, I would have been asleep. I would have just played it off. I would have been like, I don't hear nothing, because you're not on the same side as them. You did not experience the things that they experienced the way they experienced it. You were a commander's wife. Not the same as someone who's been kidnapped, assaulted, abused, and all these things. So this line, God is just an excuse for men to use two things, cocks and guns. So the next scene, I really like that. Again, they had a vulnerable moment where June actually tells Serena, looking her dead in her eye, the story of how her family got captured and how Hannah got separated from them. And she got really emotional explaining, I let her go. And it was kind of like they gave us flashbacks. In that moment, this girl had a whole automatic rifle to her face when she had to let go of her baby, which I think at the time was probably, I don't know, maybe under 6, maybe 5. But the fact that she was reminiscing that to Serena, you could tell Serena was seemingly genuinely moved by hearing it, and she apologized and said, "I'm so sorry." June had to say, "Girl, I wish that helped," because a sorry doesn't do anything to get my daughter back, clearly, or just the trauma of losing your child in such a violent, vicious way. The first time I ever heard June describe what happened in season 1, episode 1, like that's how the series opens, with them flying down the highway, getting run off the road by these soldiers, running off into the woods, trying to hide. These people are following them with these rifles, and they get that girl. They get their daughter, Hannah. I don't know, Luke gets separated and she gets pulled into becoming a handmaid. I think that was the first time. So that was very full circle moment. Really nice part of the show. Now the doctor in this episode, straight trolling, because I feel like, so you knew this whole time that was Serena Joy, who was like traveling under false papers. And in the very beginning, when she went to go find you so you can help June and other women in that, train cart, you knew. So he gives the warning to someone who he's unassumingly, talking to June, who knows who Serena is, but he's like kind of like just messing with this lady. Like the fact that he already called the police on her, then he asked to hold her baby just to like give her a freak out moment so she can kind of feel like intimidated by him. I would just like, oh, he really want to have fun with this in the meantime, because he's trying to keep it low key, but then it's like she's gonna get what she deserves. Meanwhile, June's trying to keep it all cool. I thought that him like kind of toying with her was a bit irritating, and I didn't know where that scene was gonna go, but it kind of was like giving Serena a little piece of her own medicine. Tell me why this doctor said, "Praise be for that." Tell me why he had to throw that in there. The whole time this doctor is saying this, Serena's in the background just looking like. What was crazy about this scene with the doctor is that as he's talking and kind of making it seem like he's giving this baby an examination, he really wasn't. Every time the camera was on him, this man just kept adjusting the baby's hat. And at one point, she's like, "Okay, I think his diaper needs to be changed." And he's like, "Oh, I'm almost done here." What are you even doing, sir? What are you even doing to the baby? But meanwhile, he's just talking and talking and talking, basically about to reveal, "Girl, I know who you are, okay? Because I work there. I know who you are." The way the doctor revealed that he knew who she was like the music playing almost made it. I felt like they had a little screeching sound, and given that they're on the train, it sounded like brakes, like. But he said something to her like, "He's really a beautiful boy, Mrs. Waterford." He tried to like give a little bass in his voice at the end, and I think he probably raised his voice so that way other people in the train cart can hear that this is Miss Waterford, Serena Joy. You're the rat that doesn't get to jump off ship. You're the rat that sinks. Mic drop. Wow. This scene is actually kind of comical because in the background, as June is trying to like calm people down, and Serena's trying to defend herself. I'm like, "No, I had to flee because I want freedom for my son." You got people in the background like, "She's a criminal," and someone else is like, "That's her. Who does she think she is?" Someone was like, "She's brainwashed." Like they really had the people in the back yelling to let it be known, oh, it's about to be a showdown. Somebody in the background was like, "It's her." When the women are starting to come in close on Serena Joy, and June comes through telling them, "Okay, enough." She spoke out and they took her finger. It was one of those moments where I'm just like, okay. But at the same time, it's not like I condone them to do something to Serena, but see, that's why I said this scene, it's almost like I can tell they wanted to bait the audience like, oh yes, finally a vengeance, something's about to happen to this character who we've probably grown to love, hate, but she's just annoying sometimes. Like, I love that June said, "How could you be so blind?" And then one of the ladies was like, "She should be blind." But I think the fact that she is being closed in on, June is kind of like, yeah, but at the same time she's like, wait, don't hurt her or whatever, because she knows what's at stake. She doesn't really need Serena to be killed or butchered on this train. I think she rather keep her alive, so that's why she's like standing up for her. "How could you defend her?" Someone says she threw people off of fucking rooftops. At the end of the day, this is where you could tell something is about to pop off. The music is getting really like amping up, and I know Serena's gonna say something silly, and she does. I'm gonna defend Gilead, at least to this extent. like we weren't all wrong. As soon as Serena started talking crazy, this was the line that I think for me, if I was June, I think I would have flipped. She said, "Your children wasn't taken from you, they were saved." 10 minutes ago, we just heard June explain how Hannah was snatched from her arms in the forest as they were running away from these soldiers. And this woman gonna turn around and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry." But she thinks that the kids were saved, that the kids that are actually kidnapped and taken from their parents, they were saved. So that right there makes me feel like, wow, all that trust that they built us up for Serena to maybe think, okay, maybe she gets it now. She don't get it. I live for this episode or this particular scene because the people. So at one point the officers come up and they're like, "Oh, you know, where are your papers?" Someone in the background's like, "They're all fake." Oh boy, God bless America. I feel like hearing this right now in the time of our political climate in this country is so on brand. Like I can see people actually thinking this is very much true. And when things are going the way they're going, this is what God is doing. I really appreciate that after June hears Serena kind of like take a step back and try to defend, you know, what Gilead was versus what America used to be or whatever. I see that June is still trying to save her life. The officer comes and is like, "Papers," you know, and he's like, "Oh, okay, this looks good." Like he's ready to leave her there. June is like, "No, please take her. Please get her out of this cart because these women are going to stomp on her head." I thought that was one of those moments where I'm like, see, June is recognizing Serena's not all the way there. She is still in the place of defending something that was very wrong. She still wants this woman to stay alive and for her to keep her child. I don't know. I really want to know how this is going to change throughout the season because this whole time June is telling Serena, "Trust me, trust me." And I don't know, it's like they're going back and forth on trusting each other. So I'm guessing they are going to become like somehow working together. I just really hope that Serena delivers. So June gets the idea to go ahead and pull the emergency brake system on the train. The train comes to a screeching stop. I'm surprised everyone did not fly. They fell, but they didn't really fly. I guess it took time for the train to slow down. So they end up escaping the crowd. They go into another cart. Next thing you know, June's like, "Serena, you gotta jump." That's it. And I'm like, I think the train starts back up. And I thought to myself, like, okay, so wait. Maybe they knew what was going on in cart 11, whatever cart that was. But it's like no one checked. They just proceeded to continue the trip. No one stopped to say, "Is everything okay?" It's like, I don't know. But in that moment when the train was stopped, that would have been the best time if ever for her to leap off the train. Because I feel like when she finally took that leap, Serena had her baby Noah. And I'm like, what? She just jumped while the train was moving. They could have been over water, you know? But I guess they weren't for the sake of, you know, TV show magic. Of course they're going to be okay. But what be people that really want Serena to suffer? She gets some of that. But I think we're still going to have more of Serena, obviously. And I would love to continue to see how this relationship grows, you know, where they decide to take their friendship or their being frenemies, like what's going to happen.
And now a quick word from our sponsors. If you want white teeth today, just brush your teeth maybe twice a day and floss as well. Kitty may not be included. Now back to the video.
Finally, the last scene of this beautiful episode ends off with June making it to Alaska. It was beautiful. I loved that wide shot of the mountains. She made it to the refugee camp. She has her daughter Nicole. We have this slow piano, these keys just start coming. We're getting a slow-mo of some feet with some boots. We get, okay, it pans up to like the middle section. We see some hands that look kind of like a woman's hands, a badge, you know, the stethoscope is in the pocket. Like, okay, this is about to be like Nurse Teresa. Someone's coming to the rescue. I'm none the wiser. I'm just like, okay, who's the reveal? We pan back to Nicole. We pan back to June, who's clearly going through it. She's still in pain, her arms in the sling, taking deep breaths like she's about to pass out while she's waiting in this line to get some type of food, rations, whatever the case may be. It pans up to the top of this woman. She grabs the clipboard. We see it's an older woman with some, you know, grayish white hair pulled in a ponytail. And I'm like, okay, who is this? What's she about to do? Is she about to like ruin the instrumental part? What's happening? this song, OMG, she dropped the dang clipboard. Is when she first yells out June, then she says June Osborne. Sweetheart. I can see the look on June's face as like, oh, this is a voice I recognize. But for some reason, when I watched it, I knew it wasn't this person, but it sounded like Aunt Lydia. But then I'm like, she doesn't call her June. She'll call her Alfred. I don't even know if maybe she did start calling her June later on in the series, because she had a couple names when she was as a Handmaid Tale, or as a Handmaid Tale, as a handmaid. The recognition in her eyes lets me know safety versus fear. So it's definitely not Aunt Lydia, but I just love the slow build of the scene with the music. I'm already just like shocked. When June said, after that slow turn, when she said mom, she like she was about to faint, like straight up. The mom was just like, I can't believe my eyes. It was such a touching moment of recognition. Like even before, you can already see how she reacted, the mother, by dropping the clipboard, yelling out her full name. I could start crying just talking about it. Bro, when they finally hug, the look on the mom's face is so satisfying, and it just made me say, June is gonna get Hannah back. She has to. She has to. That's what this whole series is about at this point. But to see how June looked in her mother's arms, it was giving, I'm just a baby. I'm just a kid in this world. Like, I'm a mother too. Well, not me, but June is saying, I'm a mother too. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you, whatever, that I am able to have this reunion with my mother. This gives me hope that I'm going to be able to reunite with my daughter. Like, it was such a, ooh, like, it was a surprise I didn't know I needed. I didn't expect it. Didn't expect it, but I thought it was beautifully done, nonetheless. When the camera pans up above these two women's heads as they embrace, I was like sobbing, because the music, like, that was the perfect selection. That was a perfect song. The orchestra got louder and louder and louder, and it just felt like a finale. But it was just the dang premiere. Like, dang, like, I thought it was beautiful. I loved it because it just really made me think about, the show is all about connection. It's really all about like relationships, you know, persevering, and also like not always seeing each other as enemies, but to just appreciate what you have. Like that mother-daughter relationship, man, this was driving the whole show. Families, really. So beautiful job. I literally sat there and cried throughout the credits. It was just that good. I have to say, it was excellent. So season 6, episode 1. Let's go. The Handmaid's Tale. And this episode I'm reviewing is Train. This didn't have much action in it. A lot of dialogue, a lot of still moments, two people or groups of people in a confined space. But I think the building of the relationships, the building of the desires, and what's next is just a great first episode to me. I love this premiere. 10 out of 10. Will recommend. I watched this episode, or at least that particular part at the end, about 2-3 times. Song, I love it. I want to find that song. If anybody knows where I can find that song, send it to me. Anyways, that's it on my review for The Handmaid's Tale Season 6, Episode 1, Train. Elizabeth Moss, who plays June Osborne, is the director of this. So, well done, girl. That's it for me and my co-host, Mason, who is now taking a nap. Say bye, Mason. We're signing off. Papa? He's out of here. Catch you next week. Or actually, should I do a review for episode 2 and episode 3? Let me know.